What's up everybody and welcome to today's quite special video. Today we're checking out some great combo deals that will give this holiday season a special benefit towards you in AMD style. In other terms, we're checking out the best AMD CPU upgrades this Christmas. Now I'm going to break it down with AMD platform and going to take only CPUs, RAMs and eventually SSD as upgrade possibility, since this is an upgrade version video and I presume you already have some sort of a motherboard already prepared for this one. Now this video is sponsored by Newegg, so we will be heading over to their website and checking out all the combo deals and everything all together with promo codes, including these CPUs, RAMs, memory modules, SSDs, graphic cards, and everything specifically just to sweeten up these special holiday season. So starting with the AM4 platform, which means we're going with DDR4 in the combination. What you could go with in these terms is AMD Ryzen 7 5700X, which on Newegg goes currently for $184, which is an 8-core 16-thread processor with 65 watts TDP. And you can see here, you can save up to 38% or $114 plus some deals such as this one. You have a promo code where this specific CPU has additional $35 off. Now that is $149 altogether for the CPU. Now pairing it up with RAMs, they have Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4 2x16 gigs, which should be more than enough for this build. If we go with a bit higher and better performing CPU in the same AM4 platform category, we go with the AMD Ryzen 9 5900 XT, which goes for $349. Now here we have a free DDR4 32 gig kit with the purchase of this processor, and this saves up quite nicely. In addition, on this CPU you go further and scroll lower a bit, where you can get those combo deals that I mentioned earlier with nice motherboard lowered $460 with this CPU. You can go with a PC case saving 60% again, power supply and or AIO, which means that this is what I was talking about, the combo deals. It's actually really cool that you could immediately combine CPU, motherboard case, AIO and everything all together and get even better deals than just buying everything separately. Now with the 7000 series of AM5 processors, we actually have more of them to choose and pick and basically go more into details. And going with the budget build, there is an AMD Ryzen 5 7600X on which you are saving 24% or $74, but also you have again a promo code with $30 off. Ideal to pair it up with some Team Group T-Force Delta RGB 2x16 gigs at 6000 MHz with $102 price tag, saving $10. So you're already on a nice streak with prices being lowered and having two components down. And we can always go with a lower TDP processor and go with AMD Ryzen 5 7600 that has the same core count but works at 65 watts of TDP for $213. And of course, we also here have a promo code with $25 off. You can simply pair up these with Team Group T-Force Delta memory modules mentioned earlier, and you can go for cheaper ones. So basically remove RGB Lightning and go with something simpler. Patriot Viper Venom 2x16 gigs at 6000 MHz that are currently on an unbelievable price at $73.99, saving 26% or exactly $26. I think that's a good combo deal if you're going with something in a low mid-range category or something similar to that. If there is need for more core counts, for instance, then you can go with AMD Ryzen 7 7700 with 8 cores, TDP as well on 65 watts, and when applying the promo code, you're at $268. So you grab any of the earlier mentioned DDR5 memory kits, or if you want to go with a bit higher in this mid-range category, double the RAMs, Corsair Vengeance RGB 2x32 gigs at 6000 MHz for $172.99, saving $22 or 11%. There are always cheaper options, of course, but you're lowering down the clock speed, so in my honest opinion, that doesn't make much sense. For all of these CPUs, there is a cool GPU to pair up ASRock Phantom Gaming RX 6800 XT with 16 gigs GDDR6 for $549. This one is used, but it states has been opened and possibly used, but in a perfect working condition with no signs of cosmetic or functional defects. I think that should be quite alright if you're really trying to snag something, and you have 30 days return policy, so that's also really good. Could be a good pair in this price range, specifically since this was when it came out an outstanding card in this category. Approaching some high-end stuff, and my CPU is currently in use in another motherboard, but This is the box that you'll be most likely getting it. We're going to talk about AMD Ryzen 9 7900X and AMD Ryzen 9 7950X. AMD Ryzen 9 7900X is 12-core processor with price tag of $359.99, where you're saving 34%, or to recalculate this in dollars, $189. That's gotta be a deal. This is amazing since we get a powerhouse and the price tag lowered quite nicely that can literally cover any task needed for your workload or gaming or whatever. Since I presume if you go with these ones, you're building a bit stronger PC altogether. There is a memory kit that stands out, and I would definitely recommend these. These are Kingston Fury Beast DDR5 2 times 32 gigs at 6000 megahertz with price tag $199, and basically you get outstanding performing RAMs, quality, and first and foremost quite nice price tag. If you're not aiming for the white ones, you can definitely find something similar to these ones in black version or RGB, but I wanted to put this one out because we mostly had on the channel black and RGB, so wanted to give the low profile a chance in this one. And I totally forgot, you can get a smaller promo code with $4 off on the price, which is still better something than nothing. Next, to jump on the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X. Now, this is a true powerhouse with 16 cores, 107 watts CDP, and a price tag at $496, where you save 28%. It can literally cover any workload you give it a go, and pairing it up with any of the mentioned RAMs prior to this, except DDR4 of course, should be good enough. I'll give you two options here for memory upgrades. So if you're solid with 32 gigs, you can go with nice low profile RAM such as these. These are Team Group T-Create DDR5 2 times 16 at 6000 megahertz. Unfortunately, I didn't have the black version, but I'll link down the black version that they have. And they're even more low profile than the Kingston Fury. Definitely. So if you're going with an air cooler instead of AIO, you can definitely go with these because these fit beneath all air coolers without any problems. And they go for $89.99, saving $15 from the original price, or jump to 64 gigabyte train and check out the models, but 2 times 32 gigs at 6000 megahertz at $165. Basically double the memory for a bit less than double the price. Would pair up quite nicely with the Extreme CPU. Now, last but not least, and the latest AMD Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. As you remembered, I used it quite a lot lately in my builds and in general in benchmarks. So as you know, it is a real gaming machine with 8-core 16 threads and AMD 3D V-Cache technology for low latency. For gaming, it can't currently get better than this. Currently out of stock, but if you aren't in a rush at the moment to upgrade, this might be worth the wait. This is definitely more like a suggestion, of course. Now, if you decide to entirely stick to AMD Radeon cards and in general whole AMD build, for the high-end segment, suggestion would be one of their top A partners with the model Power Color Red Devil Radeon RX 7900 XT or Hellhound at $679. That should pair up quite nicely with the old high-end mentioned CPUs in general. Finally, what I can say regarding the storage, and in my experience regarding reviews and usage altogether, I would definitely suggest something going with this at the back. Now, this is Samsung 990 Evo Plus, 4 terabytes, Gen 4 times 4, and I know what you're gonna say, because why 4 terabytes? That should cost quite a lot, and actually it does, but it doesn't. That's the cool catch about it. This suggestion is something that you buy once and you literally can forget about it in your PC because it simply works without a flaw. Enough storage for all games, work files, raw pictures and videos, or whatever you have in mind. It really doesn't matter. This will be without a doubt quite a nice catch because you're grabbing it for $249, saving $95, which means that $0.06 per gigabyte. This is definitely an outstanding price for a future-proof and most likely Best Buy SSD. And finally, if you want to check all of these deals, I'll link everything in the description below so you could go to their website and see all the mentioned processors, all the mentioned RAM modules, and finally the last SSD that I mentioned as well, giving you some nice, let's say, discounts, promo codes, and combo deals, what I stated all together in all the combinations, starting with the lowest, most possible tier, well, not the most possible tier, but the low tier to mid-range, and then the high-end CPUs for workflow or gaming or both, or it's all up to you to decide what will be most suitable for you. But on Newegg website, you can check all of these. Lastly, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell so you don't miss any future reviews or maybe deals that will be quite suitable for you in the future. And that'll be all for today. Happy holidays, guys. Bye.